What's going on? What's going on, man? Yeah, nigga done fell asleep. So, wait for some people to come in. Things like that. So I'm just waiting for some people to come in, man. Is is boxing is boxing um what's up, man? What's up, man? Shout out to the city. Uh is boxing better off without Don King? I'm gonna open up the chat. I'm opening up the chat, man. Is Don King was boxing better off without Don King? That's gonna be the topic tonight, man. Um, from a fan standpoint, I feel like we haven't had really big fights like that overall. I mean, we had the Mayweather effect as far as one fighter being really, really great, but overall, we haven't seen hustle home salute, brother. We haven't seen it on that large of a scale, where it's like four main events in one card. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen that since then. First and foremost, the only thing we have bad to say about Don King is that, as far as he was robbing fighters, but robbing fighters aside, as a fan, um, we can't say anything bad about Don King, man. We got the fights that we wanted for the most part. People weren't able to duck each other as much as they are now. Um, it's not as much. It wasn't as much chasing as it is now. Um, so I'm thinking, for me, I think Don King made boxing a very good sport to watch. For sure, he made the fights happen for sure. Uh, so man, yeah, whenever y'all want to beam in, man, beam in. I put the link in the chat, of course. Man, starting behind me, I had fucking around and fell asleep. Yeah. So yeah, man. Feel free to come in, man, so y'all can tell me what y'all think about Don King when it came to boxing. Not as far as his off the ring issues, as far as robbing fighters and stuff like that. We know that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying from a fan standpoint, what do y'all think about Don King from a fan standpoint? Y'all can put it in the chat. Okay. So if we think about it, man, look at the fights that Don King put on. Uh, we had the Lennox Lewis Tyson. We had the Tyson Holyfields. Uh, you had we had he had Macho Camacho. Great fights he put on. Great fights with him. Shit, I mean the '90s. I mean was all Don King for real, man. Like I don't know if anybody else had the fighters that he had, man. I mean, he had some of the best heavyweight fighters of all time. So, okay, Hustle Holmes said Don King is a legend. He helped shape both the silver age and the golden age of boxing. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man, what Don King was able to do as far as selling the fight, too. Don King made you want to watch the fights. He made you want to spend your hard-earned money to see these guys get down. They're not doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? Now we're kind of just getting the crumbs. We're not getting the fights that we really want, and they're not selling us on the fights as well. They're not really selling us on these fights. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's two bums fighting, he made you think that these were the two best fighters of all time. You know what I'm saying? Even when we knew Tyson was gonna knock a guy out in the first round, he still made it seem like somebody had a chance to make it happen. He had it. He made it seem like, okay, this guy can actually beat Tyson. We knew this guy couldn't beat Tyson, but the way he sold it, we felt like this was the best thing that we're ever going to see. And a lot of times, man, he lived up to the hype. So SF City Slicker says, from a fan standpoint, we need Don King right now. We would probably being got the Wilder Fury rematch. Wilder Joshua as well. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. It was like he had them like a monopoly, man. He had like he kind of had like the Dana White situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where the best fought the best. And it wasn't even just the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? The fights that he was able to put on, man. I mean, if you just think about the numbers, when you Google the numbers, if it's not Floyd Mayweather, it's Don King. You know what I'm saying? If it's not Mayweather, it's Don King. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's my main point. On Don King. Let me see. Hustle on Don King did a promoter. Oh yeah. Hustle Holmes said Don King did what a promoter is supposed to do. Our idea of a promoter is the standard that Don King set. Oh yeah, for sure. Nowadays, man, they damn near just put everything on the networks to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Bob Arum, he doesn't really promote the fights like he should. I mean, they did an all right job with promoting the Berchelt Valdez fight. I don't know how good those numbers were, but I mean, they did an okay job doing that. But I don't know if boxing is as far as the fan standpoint um, is good without Don King. And I don't know, man. I feel like he did rob a lot of fighters. He did fuck a lot of fighters over. But as a fan, shit, I can't be mad. D Walk said, now they try to sell us on these dudes we know ain't nothing. Yep. Look at all the L's. Listen. Eddie Hearn is the worst version. Like he tries to be like Don King, but he's never successful. You know what I'm saying? Like he's never been successful at selling you on a fight. Like he does a good job selling, like you kind of believe him, but in your heart you know this fight ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? D-Walk, man, salute to you, man. Salute to the chat. Hey, that's a fact. Look, he made people think Tommy Morrison was the best fighter to ever live, dog. And we bought it. You know what I'm saying? And we bought it. That's the best thing. I mean, even if you watch Made in Only in America, dog, like you see like uh Don King was a hustler, man. The mentality that he had was crazy. And one fighter that he had, man, said something crazy that made a lot of sense, man. He said, man, he said he was glad Don King robbed him. He said he made the most money he ever made in his whole entire life. He said he made this amount of money, and he said if Don King was able to rob him with this much money and he had that much money left over, he said that's fine. So that just depends on the situation. I think he fucked over Tyson a lot. I feel like he did a lot to Tyson. I feel like he kind of overdid it as far as like, fucking him over with the money. I feel like he set him up a few times when it came to that. But I think all in all, we need Don King, man. We need him back in boxing. I'm not saying like let's we don't need that. We need a Don King. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody like that. Somebody that can. I think Leonard Ellaby, if Floyd Mayweather wasn't in the way as much, I think he could be more like a Don King, where he can sell you on a fight. I think if Floyd Mayweather kind of stepped into the background a little more and let Leonard Ellaby elevate Mayweather Promotions, I think Leonard Ellaby could do some of the things that Don King has done. I think he's good at building stars, and I think he could elevate them to a level. But I don't think he has the freedom to do what he wants to do when it comes to promotion. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Mayweather gives him the green light as much as he should give him the green light. I feel like he could really do more if Mayweather got out the way. I mean, what are y'all thoughts on that? D Walk, man, feel free to beam in. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to beam in, and you know what I'm saying, we had a conversation. Anybody want to beam in, man? The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, man. Want to get your opinion on that. Man, I think we would have more people in here, man, if I didn't fuck around and fall asleep. But yeah, man. Also, I think that's what made the fights happen though. I think that's what made the fight happen. I think Al Heyman is that guy. Well, Al Heyman is good, man, but Al Heyman, he's nowhere to be found though. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We've seen this man like 3 times. He never done an interview ever, so we kind of don't even see him. Like Don King was to be seen, so you could put the face with the brand. Al Heyman is great. He's great for boxing as far as the fighters, but as far as the fights that we want, shit, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the case. Reg, man, feel free to beam in, man, so you can talk about it. We'll keep it rolling, rolling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's my dog. Let me see what we got. Hold on. Boy Hustle Holmes said he trying to beam in, but you know here you go. I was gonna get on his Wi-Fi.
That's good, bro.
Baby.
Yeah, you know what, man? I agree with you with Don King, but one thing I think, like with Eddie Hearn, if Eddie Hearn was the exact same person, and he was born in America, and he was used to seeing American fighters, he'd be a good promoter. But he's so used to that C-level UK fighting shit, he he just stuck in his ways from over there. You know what I'm saying? Because he sell, man, this nigga be selling the fuck out of Cheeseman and goddamn Eggington and shit like that to them dang on UK boys. He be selling the hell out of them fights, bro.
Yeah, we don't buy that shit out here though.
But yeah, that's because he's English. If he was like, let's say, if it was all right, who promotes similar to Eddie Hearn? Hell, goddamn, um, Devin Haney, Bill Haney. Think about it, bro. These niggas, when they talk about their fighters is the best shit. Like, you've never heard Eddie Hearn say nothing else besides spectacular shit about his fighters. Even when they lose, he'll keep it hot with them, but he'll always sign off with, yeah, but he'll be back though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eddie Hearn is a good promoter, but in America, he don't know shit about America. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. D-Walk, what's happening?
And I'm not an Eddie Hearn fan.
Hey, what's up?
No, for sure. So Hustler, what do you say is missing from the game?
The thing that I think that's missing from the game is I think the old guard not teaching the young guard any game. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of trying to teach them game, they just trying to rob them. But they learning the game through hearsay, so it's kind of a rebellion between the young fighters and the old fighters, because the young fighters finding this game out, I believe, via the internet, and they not trying to let the old dudes do their thing, like Bob Arum and Teofimo Lopez. You see, that motherfucker got him some belts. Now he talking about 5.5 mil. He talking about 10 mil. He wasn't talking that 10 million shit before that Lomachenko shit. And I believe, had nobody been in his ear about bread, he would have never talked about that no bread, because he ain't never talked about bread before. He ain't talked that bread shit after the Comey fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing and what's missing is a nigga like Bob Arum. You know, he a businessman, bro. At the end of the day, that motherfucker's a businessman. His dollar is what matter. And these motherfuckers trying to squeeze him, he trying to squeeze them. You know what I mean? And as far as the fighters, we give these niggas attention for bullshit, like calling a nigga out. Like, why we giving them niggas attention, bro? Then we know these niggas not fighting. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, Jamel Charlo, this nigga, he got me mad as fuck. I'm a big Charlo fan, too. This nigga, he moving funnier than a motherfucker. He calling people out, then psyching you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna psych? How you gonna go back on your word, B? Bro said here, Benavidez said he'll go down. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez said he'll meet him in that catch weight. He'll take that test. I just think that what's missing is the honesty between the interviewer and the fighter. Also, like, when you watch an Ellie Seckback interview, even though I fuck with him, you know what I mean? He be asking the absolute softest questions, bro. Like, I be feeling like, what in the fuck? Like, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit missing from boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we too invested. Like, when we watched boxing back in the day, we wasn't really invested in their personal life. You know what I'm saying? We just saw what we got on the screen. You might read a Ring magazine here and there, but we too close to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? We hear about every damn thing now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas snatch his girlfriend up by the damn jacket. They act like the nigga Ike Turner there in public. They act like Javonna Davis goddamn beat the shit out of that girl. He just grabbed her by the jacket. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Me Too movement, man. You can't do nothing like that. AP
Yeah,
P Good makes a good point, right? So P Good says what's missing is nobody's willing to lose the boxers promoters, networks, for sure. That's
That's what I was gonna come up with.
Hey,
Yeah.
do y'all think that undefeated shit for the? Do y'all think that the fighters scared of being undefeated? Do you think that's coming from the fans, or do you think that's coming from the promoters?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. Because in boxing, you only as good as your last fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what they tell you. You know what I'm saying? Um,
So if Earl Spence and let's say Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, and Terrence Crawford beat Earl Spence,
oh,
does
oh,
no, this is hypothetical. This has to work like this because if I say it opposite, Terrence Crawford fan base ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? If
yeah.
I'm saying if Terrence Crawford beat Earl Spence, because Spence has the bigger fan base seemingly. So if Terrence Crawford beat Earl Spence to his fans, do his stock go down?
Not true fans.
I,
To the
Yeah, not as
public.
true fans. And you may. Oh my bad. Go ahead.
I think. See, it's different though. It's different because I think now we're so tired of the whole undefeated situation shit. Where like, man, fuck it, man, just fight, man. We don't go fuck if you lose now. Now we get to the point where we saying fuck the Mayweather model because fuck it, nobody's gonna be Mayweather. We done for the last 10 years, the nigga been gone. We've been fucking around trying to figure it out, and it's like, man, fuck all that, man. Let's get back to the way it used to be. That's kind of where we're getting to now, where it's like, man, fuck it, we gonna ride. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, even with Deontay Wilder losing, we still riding. It's been a whole year, and we still talking about Glovegate. It's been a whole year, and we're talking about Tyson Fury cheating Deontay Wilder. It's been a whole year, and we're still waiting on that trilogy to go down. So I think now we're moving towards another point in boxing that's good, where it's like, okay, if a nigga is undefeated, it's cool, but if a nigga lose, all right, we all right because but because you know what I mean, and we're so fickle, man. As boxing fans and media, we're so fickle, man. It's like if a nigga lose, we just throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we don't give a nigga a chance to get his get back. That's the problem. You know, in all other sports, you can lose and still get your same pay. You lose in boxing, they say, "Oh, we lost your last fight, so we're gonna knock this money down a little bit." You know what I'm saying? Because remember, because like for instance, if Tiafimo loses to Lomachenko, he don't get that million.
That's because of his deal, though. That's not because of his fan base.
No, what
That's because
I'm
he
just
signed a shit deal.
promoters can use that against him though. The promoters,
Most definitely.
but you lost, so your fan base, they ain't really checking for you. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for them to manipulate the situation.
But on the flip side, though, I see what you're saying. But on the flip side, though, you got a nigga like Sean Porter that could poke his chest out and turn down $2 million because of a L. You know what I mean? I think it depends on what you put in the ring. I don't think it depends on whether you win or lose, bro. We've been supporting Sean Porter since his loss to goddamn we glued Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? He been getting better and better, bigger and bigger fights. He turned down $2 million off of L. So
Yeah,
I don't think it's the fans. I think it's the promotions.
yeah. I mean, I feel it. I feel it. D-Walk, what you got on it? We don't want to hog up the whole drum.
My bad, D Walk.
Oh no, yeah, no, y'all was cooking real good, yeah, fellas. The thing is, like you were saying earlier, Hustle made a good point too, man. Like a few good points. Like we have so much access to people too, man. I know that ruins them. You know, they be so worried, like with the whole AB thing. Like I said, you take an L in front of everybody. You know, normally they can go kind of get ducked off. Now, you know, everywhere you go, it's cameras. Everybody got a camera in their hand now. You know, so that's I know that's one of the biggest things there. Like you said, he grabbed grabbed a young lady by the jacket. I'm not like condoning it, but it's like, damn, oh, you know, and then taking the L is like you said with the money. Why would the money change? You know, why does my value go down when I'm 20-0 and then I lose one time? You know, now I'm 20-1. My whole money scheme is gonna change because of the one loss. We're not gonna really talk about what happened in the fight. You know, how the fight went down, what I had to deal with, how my camp went. You know, it's just, hey, we need for you to win, and that's it. And like I said, last year, man, I learned a lot, how everything shut down. And people was really talking about money, like Bob Arum was talking about more gates than anything I've ever heard of, and certain fights weren't going to get put out there because they just kept talking about money, money, money. And the young guys, I don't want to keep rocking, going against Mayweather because I understand he is undefeated. Dre was undefeated. That is a big thing with him now because just talking to a lot of youngsters here and there who might train. I got a friend of mine, he boxes quite a bit. And it's just how you hear the youngsters talking about that, like, I'm gonna never lose, I'm gonna never lose, I'm gonna never lose. So I always wonder, like, man, if they do take that L, would they be able to come back from that? Are they gonna be able to deal with that, taking that L? Because like you said, everybody wants to be like Mayweather now. You can't really blame him, but I know he always spits that. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. I mean, money. I think the money thing, especially with T.O., man, because I was another one that was riding with T.O., man. I really was, man. I was excited about that boy, man. And then as soon as he got them belts, man, like I said, he started screaming about this, and then it'd be so whack, man, because like with Devin, he tried to act like, oh, it ain't nothing, and he needs to do this and this and that, but then you turn around and ask for $10 million. So how do you rationalize that? And I know Bob Arum is wrong behind him trying to go get more money. I can't really be angry with him behind that, but like, I don't even know how to really word that, man, to be honest with you, as far as just what I'm seeing. And Hustler said that, these cats are all on the internet doing stuff, talking about stuff. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I took a break from boxing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it was just so much nonsense going on. Now I'm back in it. Like I said, you can't never get away from it, but to just sit here and watch them calling each other out, and then he said this and he said that, and then months go by. Yeah, we seeing Tyson Fury doing that every few. It's this fight's coming up, and it's a whole year later, and we just accept that as fans, man. Like he said something about Ellie too. These, like, are they afraid like they're gonna just lose an opportunity to interview these guys? Like, sometimes we want to know the real. Like, ask him what everybody wants to know. Like, you can't pretend like you don't know because you work in the industry, so you know what questions to ask. And I understand it's business. You don't want to rub people the wrong way. These days, you kind of call stuff out. You're a hater. You know what I'm saying? But I really do wish that somebody would be a little bit more upfront, but it seems like some of them kind of, and it's hard to say that about a fighter. It seems like they're a little sensitive, man. And I'll just leave it at that. That's just my big thing. Like, we have all this access to you, but we really don't get to hear the stuff that we want to hear. Like, I know you're not a robot. I can't control you or nothing, but it's just, man, when Hustler said that, when I was like, man, I was just thinking that, like, man, like, why is he not asking them more? Because, I mean, it's not disrespectful. If you've said something, somebody's in your weight class, then, hey, man, I heard you such and such and such and such. Like I said, I know you got to eat, and maybe they think that because I know you guys know way more than I do as far as being delved in like that. Do you think they just so scared about not getting an opportunity with these guys again, or?
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it. I mean, because you got to think about this, right? Take Ellie Setback for instance. He's been able to he's been able to get to places that nobody else can get to. You know what I'm saying? And that's with the relationships that he has with the fighters. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this, man. I feel like it's hard to be critical of somebody and still expect them that same energy with you. It's kind of like it's difficult, man, to say the least, because you wanna give people the real, but it's like, damn, if I ask this man this question like this, then I probably can get an interview with him again. See, like with the situation, like I love Fred because Fred, he got a platform whether you come on or not. You know what I'm saying? His platform isn't based on if I get this interview with this guy, I get this interview with that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Fred and Ellie Setback. Fred didn't have those same restrictions. You know what I'm saying? And then like he had them, and he said, "No, fuck these restrictions. I'm finna just do me." So so it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, man, because you want to tiptoe and still get to certain points, and it's a hard line to cross. But this is what I got. This is what I got on this Don King, right? Check this out. No social media, and the biggest fights in the history of boxing were made. You know what I'm saying? No social media. You feel what I'm saying? And he was able to build that brand to that level that he built it on. And I feel like the government had a lot to do with Don King not being able to sustain, you know what I'm saying, the level of success that he had. Go ahead, Hustler.
Yeah, man, imagine if that man had the internet. Imagine how big his fighters would be if Don King had access to Twitter when he was like in his prime, or he had somebody brought up, or he had brought a guy up right under him as like a junior promoter or whatever, under his wing to learn his tactics. Because that's an awesome skill for a man to be able to speak in front of people and make people believe what he wants you to believe. You know what I'm saying? That's a skill. If that man would have had if he would have had the internet, bro, he would possibly be the absolute unequivocal best promoter who ever lived. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it was word of mouth. He had to go to the radio stations, you know what I mean, and big up his fighters. You know what I mean? He had to go to they had to. It was personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me, I caught Don King. I'm so young. I caught Don King I ain't gonna say the ass end. You know what I mean? Because I watched all the heavyweights of the '90s and all that, but I didn't get to see the 1970s Don King or the 1960s. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is behind I ain't gonna say every legendary fight we could think of back then, but the biggest, like, he had damn George Foreman, didn't he? You know what I mean? Like, this, yo, he is one of the guys that should be celebrated. Niggas celebrate Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say this about motherfuckers in the public eye, how I feel about them. I only know these people because of their job. I don't know them because of what they personally do on their own off time or whatever. So I only judge people like that. If you do your job,
Hold your phone in
you
your
off.
phone still. Move a little bit to the left.
But yeah, that's just how I am, especially like with like the promoters and liking fighters and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's all I got on that.
So do what you got?
Yeah, you are right about that. Like how he would build fights, man. The way he would just build fights. I can remember being a younger man and remembering Mike Tyson getting ready to fight Bone Crusher, and it was just like in the hood and everything that was going on. People was talking about it, man. People was barbecuing. They had planned on stuff. You know, folks was taking off early or just not going to work. So, man, it was a real big like build up with that man. Now, man, I got to give. I know Don King did a lot of crooked stuff. But like y'all said, as far as building up the fight, and at that time, like I said, I'm younger, but you can just feel the excitement. And now we all packed in one room around this little TV trying to see, these two cats beat the hell out of each other. And it was just a good time, and it was something to look forward to. Like I said, I guess now, like you say, since we got so much access, I think we just flooded with stuff. We more focused on this other stuff. Like I said, I try not to get into people's personal life because I just want to see you in a professional way fighting. I know a lot of times most of these folks, if you knew their background, you probably wouldn't be fans, But I try not to get too much into that because I'm not perfect. But if you want to say that they should, I know some of the boxers might be upset about trying to, give love to Don King, some of the ones that's still around, because I hear stories, But like you say, the rest of them they've been robbing us since we've been allowed to be boxing. So if you can hold them up in high regards, I don't see why you couldn't. I don't know if he's hashed out anything with a lot of the people or whatnot, I think on one of the other channels, I can't remember, they said that Don was still trying to put fights on, huh, Terrence? Kyle, excuse me. Yeah. Isn't he like still doing some minor promoting or somebody that's associated or something?
Yeah, I think so, because I always see his name pop up every now and again.
Do he still promote Charles Martin?
He got another heavyweight too, I heard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Go ahead though. I don't mean to cut you off.
No. You all good. I really think he blackballed though, bro. I think they said, man, we gotta get him the fuck out of this. Because you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, how much money he made, bro, during that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because what he
Millions. And I feel like if he could have just looked after the fighters a little bit, just a little bit, if he could have looked after the fighters a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah.
still around, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he got too fucking greedy. And that's the problem. Niggas get too fucking greedy. You know what I'm saying?
But he a shark though. You got to understand the era this brother came from. I mean, I don't want to defend no fuck nigga shit, but I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? He was doing it when black niggas weren't doing it. You know what I'm saying? He had the rub shoulders with the sharks, with the Jewish people, with the, you know what I'm saying, the mob. So you already know he had to be cutthroat, you know. But unfortunately, through his years, he didn't soften up. He didn't soften up to help build any of his fighters, especially the black ones. You know what I'm saying? It's because he was surrounded by sharks his whole life. But not to defend that. I sound like I'm defending it, but I'm a logical thinker. You feel me?
No, I feel you. Listen, man, I can't be mad about your opinion. You feel what I'm saying? This is a judge-free environment. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, I feel you. I mean, shit makes sense. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. I just think he gets a really bad rap because he's a robbing motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he overdid the robbing. You feel what?
Yeah, facts. He stripped the girl naked. You know what I'm saying? He
Like,
had to go on it.
it's like Bob Arum, he robbing niggas, but he make you feel good about being robbed. You feel what I'm saying? Like Bob Arum rob you, but he tell you he got a contract where he about to rob your black ass. Don King was like, hey, yeah, we'll give you this amount of money and then fuck you over on the back end. Bob Arum fuck you over right here, right now. He said, all right, man, this is how we gonna fuck you. And so we about to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I said it. He just fuck you raw. I mean, he just going in there raw. Bob Arum used Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? He gets you all fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You're getting fucked either way, but you know what I'm saying? At least when Bob Arum fuck you, know, all right, well, shit, you got me. You know what I'm saying?
But, y'all feel like they had to have been some gangster ass dudes back in the day. Like, just think about like Don King behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? How gangster he got to be just taking these goddamn fighters' money back in the day. This is before the politically correct. Them damn boys could have beat that nigga up. They wouldn't have got nothing for it. You know what I'm saying? They could have beat the shit out of Don King for getting them back in the day and wouldn't even got punished for it. But for some reason, they ain't fuck with him. Not one time you hear about a motherfucker. Tyson threw water on him. That's it.
No,
But
Tyson socked the nigga, threw a nigga out the car or something like that.
True. I knew it was something with Tyson, but all the other dudes.
Tyson was high and fucked off his money again. That's for yesterday when he fucked off all that money. Don King, all that money, he fucked it off. My boy Big Reg, what's happening, man? What you got on Don King?
Man, Don King got aspects of where he's great on one end, as far as putting on some of the best fights. He had boxing where fans enjoyed it. Fans turned out for the fights. Fans put on events for the fight like it was some sort of holiday, especially with Tyson. They did the same thing for Chavez. Many of the fighters he promoted, that's during my time period, where he put on those type of fights and build a fighter up. The people came out for it. And the other side of things, which we didn't know about, is what he was doing with fighters financially. But these fighters got in here to fight for whatever they was out here to try to earn for themselves. They put on it. They made the fans feel worthy of shelling out that money for it. And there was pride behind those Don King fighters. But now it starts to come out about how fighters feel about Don King, finding out what kind of money he stole from him. And nothing's cool about that. And that's ultimately where Don King has brought about his own demise within the sport. It ain't so much of the sport running Don King away. It's more of what Don King has done to himself, to where he's become so untrustworthy that nobody wants to touch Don King. No fighter wants to trust Don King. I seen years ago when they was doing some special on the Klitschko brothers, and Don King trying to, woo them to come in and sign it with him. So he invites them to come to his mansion or whatever he had. And while there, he's, speaking in this, big words he used and has all this elegant shit laid out. And he has like a grand piano in the living room. And while he sits there and act like he's about to play like Beethoven, whatever he is, because they like, dang, this old man is a very sophisticated dude. So he's sitting on the piano and he playing away on this song and shit. And it's like, wow, man, this dude is really brilliant. He playing like Beethoven, whatever they go with Beethoven number 12 or some shit. And when they looking, they see the damn pedals on the damn piano moving by themselves, and they see keys moving by themselves. And from there, they knew, like, man, they can't trust this dude. But we see, like, with Frez Kendo, them speaking about it, hearing about when Don King may lose a champion, he never walks out as a loser. He loses a champion, he's going to end up with a champion, being that he will probably drop his fighter, move over with the other guy. And that would lead, when you was asking that question about why are fighters afraid to lose their O, because of situations like what Don King created by abandoning champions for losing, going over, trying to pick the winner, wanting to keep these belts is the reasoning why we have a lot of fighters. It ain't so much a Mayweather, it's other promoters who have done this shit to where a champion gets turned on because he suffers a defeat. And that's my thoughts on it. Let me get my thing plugged up for a die.
Salute to Cam, man. Salute to you, man. Stand up with us, DB. Salute, man, for standing up with us. My boy SF City Slicky. Shout out to the Bay, man. Thanks for standing up with us, man. You feel me? Yeah, man. I mean, that's a fact. Like I said, man, like if he would have robbed people in a different way, he could still be in business. But I think he just fucked it up, man. Because I think if he could have been Al Heyman, see, if we could just get an Al Heyman mixed with a Don King, I really think the sport would win, bruh. And I think that guy could be Leonard Ellerbe, but I think Mayweather is just too in the spotlight, man. Like, it's cool to be in the spotlight, but you're not doing anything with that spotlight. You're not building anybody off your spotlight. You feel me? Nobody else is shining with you off your spotlight. You know what I'm saying? It's all Mayweather. Like, if you look at a fight that's coming up with his name on it, he barely even posted. He too busy posting about a fucking PS5 giveaway. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem, bro. You could be the top. Listen to me. This nigga had the chance to be the best promoter that the game has ever seen, and he just fucking it off, man. What you think though?
Yeah, I still, to your point, I still fuck with LB as a promoter. He got people thinking. I mean, I like Tank Davis. He all right, but god dang, anything ain't for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that little. You know, I ain't gonna say nobody. Anyway, they maneuver him like how I guess they feel like a superstar should be maneuvered, but hell, that shit is actually fucking working. Like, Tank's numbers are going up. It's like proof. We've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And so I agree with you with that Leonard Ellerbe, man. Leonard Ellerbe, if I had a child that was fighting, I'd want a person like Leonard Ellerbe or Bill Haney or fucking H Money. You know what I'm saying? I want them niggas behind my kid. You know what I'm saying? That nigga H Money, that nigga need to get his promoter's license. He need to do his thing, because goddamn, that nigga about like Don King. You see how he talk about Lolo Harris? You know what I'm saying? He got me checking the young bull out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how I found out about him.
Yeah, like that guy, he got a charisma. He got a certain charisma. Certain people got a certain charisma about him, bro. Like that shit is a gift. Everybody ain't gonna listen to a bunch of bull. Even when people don't agree with the bullshit you saying, they still listening. You got their ears and their eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. No, that's a fact, bro. 100%. Reg, you back?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, my thing with LB is I don't think Mayweather's running things. I think LB is the guy behind that. Mayweather's just a face. He like the Donald Trump name on everything because I don't think Mayweather has the business savvy, and I think LB is the right guy to put in that position, but he doesn't have the profile and name like a Mayweather. So Mayweather has to still be associated, but behind the scenes, LB is that dude. Um, could he take over a position like a Don King? That's where Mayweather may come into play because Mayweather will probably control the capital that goes into Mayweather promotion. He does have control over the money. He does have to watch those aspects. He knows what fighters shouldn't make, and I think that's what make their partnership possibly a great partnership. But he has to take advantage of why he's hot, putting fighters in there, getting them paid, not worrying about fighters being able to make more money than him. And I think that's where fighters may draw the line with Mayweather as well, is because you deal with whether or not Mayweather wants to see anybody, whether or not he wants to pass the torch. If he wants to see anybody becoming a bigger pay-per-view star, is he jealous of that? And those are the things that hurt that Mayweather promotion thing. Could LOB go off and do something of his own? Possibly once he gets his money up or he makes the right partnership with somebody with big pockets that are willing to go in partnership with him. But I think he can get it. But then again, these young fighters over with what Mayweather and signing ain't putting in the goddamn work. It's hard to work with those young guys that's been coming about that gym. They get to a point and then they just fall off. You can put them on mute, Cal. You can use the you got control of it. But yeah, I think that's the aspects that holds that corporation behind with Mayweather is I think they're pretty bad at scouting talent. They didn't even really scout Tank. Tank was brought over there by Adrian Broner, so those are the things that's going to hamper them. But they've been putting on a lot of those PBC events, and I think that's what's been working for him. But Al Heyman is that dude. Al Heyman is that Don King dude. But now the other thing is Al Heyman is a dude who respects the fighters. You can't force these fighters into going about doing what they want. Back in the day, you could, but remember, the game was fixed a little bit. It was corrected a little bit because of the ish that Bob Arum and Don King was out here doing. But that's my thoughts on the Leonard Ellerbe thing.
Okay, Reg, I got a question for you. Do you think if Mayweather got out the way a little bit and let Leonard Ellerbe elevate the promotion company a little more, do you think it could elevate above what it is right now? Or do you think it is good how it is right now?
Damn. If Mayweather was out the way, I think it'll run how it's running, but it's because it's hard. They'll have to start and build up a star or sign a talent and be willing to put the money up. How much money are they willing to pay? They're not really paying fighters out like that. And that's the other thing, because a lot of these guys want to make money. The money is there in the sport. So someone want to make more money, but they can't be going out here wanting what Teofimo wants and crap. Could he take off with that? I think he would, and I think they will want to. But they have to stop trying to pick and choose winners within the sport. You can build up a fighter, but those fighters still need to take on the challenges that are out there and ultimately make the company big money. You'll always find new talent. These fighters are only here for a short period of time. You have to get the most out of them, and the fighters got to get the most out their career before it's all said and done. And as a promoter, I'll just run these fighters, not to run them like on those slave talk shit, but run them to where they find the best talent, forcing them to put in the work to where they're properly training, they're taking care of themselves properly, and they ready to go. But it's possible if they run it, to me, if they run it like that, because that's how Don King did it.
For sure, for sure. And I'm in the mind because I think the thing is people see Mayweather overshadowing and overstepping. You know what I'm saying? See, Leonard Ellerbe does this thing where he lets you shine, and he's also shining with you. But he also lets you, when you shining, he gives you that extra boost. Like, like when when it's him and Tank is put on a whole nother platform. But when Mayweather comes around, I feel like the light from Tank is kind of dimmed. You know what I'm saying? And I think if he took a little step back, I'm not even saying a major step back, just a little step back and let Tank do a little more, I think Tank could carry his company a little bit better. Hustle Home, what you got on that?
Yeah, I agree. That motherfucker Mayweather be about in the corner. But nah, the thing about Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe and them, I think they want to put Mayweather in the front as like a mascot. I think they using him as the TMT promotions mascot because he's the only. Like Rev said, bro, they got first they got to find fighters that can win. Let's get that straight. Like what Team Mayweather fighter that's good enough to actually win? And besides Tank, you know what I'm saying? They be winning, but they be, you know, it ain't like Mayweather's having this big old factory of champions coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many TMT fighters are champions?
Yeah,
At the top of your
right.
Just Badu.
Yeah. So like that's first things first. The product comes first. They gotta before you ask Floyd to step back as being a mascot, you gotta start putting out better product. They got more than one fighter, but they only got one A+ fighter.
So I'm not saying don't be the mascot. You know what I'm saying? Even the mascot goes to the back every now and again. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You in the middle of a game. It's the fourth quarter with 2 seconds left in a ball game. This motherfucker run on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, be the mascot, but fuck, man. That's out the way, though. Sit your ass down sometimes. Like, bruh, you can't be the trainer, right? Be the promoter, be the cut man, and be the nigga. Sit your ass down, man. This is what I'm saying, but like, let niggas do they jobs.
Floyd be trying to fix the audio and shit.
Right. DB was happening, man. What you got on Don King, man? Does boxing need Don King or somebody like Don King?
Oh man, Don King is the GOAT, man. We need a Don King ASAP, man. Nobody's done more for boxing than Don King. Don King is the GOAT. Don.
For sure.
I'm joking. No, Don King is a piece of shit human being in terms of boxing. He's got the intangibles and the X factor that
Ellerbe be the next Don King.
Got you. But Don King has these certain components to his personality, into his character that other guys don't have, or they just don't. Like, he has a ruthlessness, he has an intelligence mixed with the charisma, the business acumen. I mean, he's got a combination of these things that other guys don't have. They may be ruthless, but they don't have the same intelligence. They may have the charisma, which actually nobody has his charisma. His is unrivaled and unmatched in terms of a promoter, right? I mean, the guy, just think of the intelligence, the intellect that he's had to be able to pull off things like the Rumble in the Jungle, the Thrill in Manila. I mean, he's going to other countries and making massive things. The Rumble in the Jungle, just for reference sake, it was worth, in today's time, it was worth $500 million. Nobody can create the sort of relationships that he had, whether they're good or bad, but he created those relationships and used his boxing wisdom and his history to create these things. But Don King, was a guy who could not get out of his own way. He never stopped his antics after he had been identified as a crook. And we have to put some of the blame on these boxers too, because they heard about his past, they knew about his history, and they continue to work with them and sign with them. You know, if you think about these South Central Zone, we have a heavyweight named Chris Lovejoy. He signed with Don King. I think it was a 1 or 2 fight deal. He was supposed to get in the ring like 2 or 3 weeks ago, as a matter of fact. And he said, you know, Don King put him inside of a hotel room and, you know, told him to go ahead and buy his own food and do all this other stuff, and he was going to pay him back, right? And he was like, shit, a week passed by. He was like, shit, I'm paying for my own sparring partners and everything. Like, he's supposed to be the manager and promoter. He ain't did nothing to help him out. So, but then we also saw this with Mike Tyson, of course, is probably the most famous. You know, Ricardo Mayorga talks about it. It's in Spanish, so some people may not hear it and understand it, but he talks crazy about Don King. We heard in the barbershop, Freza Kendo, when Chris Bird came in, and the disgust that they had was almost manifested in like physical illness, the way that these guys balled up their faces at the sight of Don King. So he's done some great things, but he's been a terrible, terrible piece of history. And I can't really say history because he's still doing some of the things right now. Leonard Ellerbe does not have what it takes to be Don King. Leonard Ellerbe found himself in a good spot with Floyd Mayweather, who was an anomaly in the boxing ring and also with his business. You know, I credit a lot of the success for that team just to Al Heyman with his incredible business sense and business savvy. Could we use more promoters and better promoters? Yeah, more promoters. No, I think the best thing that we could wait for or hope for is some of the boxers who have already been in the sport and understand what it's like on both sides to work with a guy like Don King or to have worked with the Bob Arum and use that experience, the good and the bad, to say, I'm going to advocate for these fighters. I'm going to make sure that these guys get the best things that they can get and then do right by the fighters. You know, maybe you don't make a lot of money in the first 5 or 6 years of it, but it's a job for you. You love the sport. You got to be around it. You're going to be around it. And, you know, you start making a little money in the future, you know, when you get bigger and better fighters and whatnot. But I'm not a fan of a whole bunch of promoters. I like the fighters promoting themselves. If they get with these sanctioning bodies, you know I'm not a fan of Mauricio Suleiman, but I heard, well, you guys all heard some of the great things that he's done for some of the boxers post-career. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't want to say a slippery slope. It's confusing, you know, but I don't think boxing needs another Don King, though.
So Don King doing that bullshit after all these fucking years?
Still doing it. He just did it with Chris Lovejoy. Just did it.
I was thinking the same shit, bro. I was thinking the same shit.
Like,
I'm telling you, do you think, DB, do you think because of his upbringing as far as how he had to come up, how he had to get his, like he just stuck in his shark mentality?
Yeah, so he was a bookie, and after that, I think he ran a not a whorehouse. Well, I don't know. It was a rumor that he had a whorehouse. Say it again. I'm sorry.
It was like a shot house. It was like
right,
or like a juke joint
exactly.
or some shit like that. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and then he got, you know, allegedly got like 3 murders. You know, direct murders. Not, you know, where he shot people, he killed somebody, went to court. You know, had his cases and ended up doing whatever time he had to do, and it came out. So
I knew he had to be a gangster. I'm sorry. I said it earlier, but I wasn't sure because I don't got the knowledge. But I knew he had to be a gangster because he was just he had too many bulls. He had too many big dogs shutting the fuck up and sitting the fuck down. You feel me?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a part of where he came from. But you know, man, listen, we can all blame where we came from. I think Reggie speaks to this all of the time. You know, being from a certain section of South Central, and you know, I can't necessarily say the same thing, but you know, you grew up in a certain section and you see dudes banging, you know, they cripping, they killing, they doing whatever, and it's up to you to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? If you can be a product of your environment, or you can do something different, you know. And so I don't necessarily blame that on where he came from, because shit, a man of his intellect understands right from wrong, so he could have made decisions to take a different path.
True.
For sure. That's well said. Well said. P Good got a great question in the chat. He said, who does more for fighters right now? us as fans or promoters? It's 60-40. 60-40, right? Because the most promoters put these people in position to get money when nobody else gave a damn. You know, I take Terrence Crawford's situation. This is why I don't really say that he should not sign with Top Rank, because it's kind of an iffy situation, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm fighting in bars and in clubs, you know what I'm saying, to provide for my family, and this man put $5 million in my pocket to provide for my family. You know what I'm saying? If you're not familiar with Steven Nelson, you know, I'm cool with that camp. That's like one of the homies, right? So I talk to him all the time about these situations and like, man, why not leave him? Why haven't he left, or this or that? And it's kind of difficult when nobody believed in you, and this guy believed in you enough to put that much money in your pocket to provide for your family, and it's kind of like, damn, he's loyal to a fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But the fans pay that money to see you get down. So I think it's a 60-40. I think the promoter got to put you in position, and then the fans push you over the hump. What y'all got on that? We'll start with Hustle Home. We'll go with Reggie. Then we'll go with my boy DB.
Yeah. What was the question again? I had to send my attention somewhere else.
Okay. The question was, who does more for fighters right now, promoters or fans?
Oh yeah. Oh, you say, I think I'm like almost in agreement with you. I think it was a 65-25, 65-35 for the promoter, because the promoter was there before the fan. You know what I'm saying? The promoter was there during the bullshit fights, where the untelevised fights. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we talk about these promoters. We talk about these promoters outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? We talk about these promoters with the given information, with the information that's put in front of us. We are talking on the aspect of being behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know how Terrence Crawford and Al Heyman, what the fuck, Bob Arum's intimate relationship is, as far as the business, because you could tell that Bob Arum in reality don't really give a fuck, seemingly, but he do gotta have a different kind of rapport behind closed doors, because Terrence Crawford's hella apologetic to him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with all the Al Heyman fighters. I'm sure, like Fred said this one time, I'm sure there's some unhappy PBC fighters out there, but I mean, motherfucker feeding the family. Like Errol Spence said one time, he was living off of stipends, which lets me know that Al Heyman gives the fighter stipends to live. You know what I'm saying? Before he made it big, he said he was living off of stipends. I don't know how that transaction is. Is it a stipend like a loan? I don't understand the actual black and white part about it. If I give you $250,000 this year, is it going to come out your budget when it's time for you to fight? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But if the fighters are happy with it, then that's what it is. But as a fan, we too fickle to be that, like, fans are too fickle to be a major part of building a fighter right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, a fan will turn their back so quick right now. Fan is like tissue, bro. Once you use it, throw it away. Flush these fighters down. Flush in some instances, but at the same time, we gotta improve the way we support the fighter, because if we improve the way we support the fighter, we would probably get the fights we want, considering that we could shift our dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, let's say, we get behind Errol Spence Jr., all the fans get behind Errol Spence Jr., make sure that he has $1 million pay-per-view. Boom. he's going to be more willing. I mean, a million buy pay-per-view. He's going to be more willing to jump in the ring again. You know what I mean? To get that other million buy pay-per-view because the fans supported it. But then again, if he come to us with 3 back-to-back bullshit goddamn Canelo fights, we should pull the plug on them motherfuckers and we should display our power. But as long as our power is not displayed, I don't feel like we have the power that we seemingly should have, being the consumer. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, my thoughts on it, man, is who has the control or the power. It has to be a balance. It has to be equally balanced in order to if both parties are satisfying each other, you get fans that are willing to shell out money. That way we don't come into complaints of these, $75 pay-per-views, which we don't feel are worthy enough to pay for. We don't want to see these two fighters matching up for a pay-per-view event. We come into agreement to where everybody's listening to each other's complaints, concerns, or recommendations. Everybody has to be equal players within this system. But fans also must be mindful that the fact that it ain't just a promoter saying, okay, these two people are going to fight. You also have to put in the aspect that they are the ones fronting the money. They are the ones who's putting, fronting the money for the pay, for the venue and whatnot. And they also have to draw profits off of these fights as well. So those are the other aspects that fans miss out. But I think we all got to think clear when placing our demands of what we want. And the promoters have to be mindful of stop this old trying to my fighter over this fighter and I'm gonna keep my fighter safe. I don't want him going into risky fights because I need to sit on these belts for a while, blah, blah, blah. That shit right there has to end. And everybody has to become equal within this sport is how far we go about respecting each other. But that's my thoughts on it.
All right, go ahead.
Good stuff, brothers. Good stuff. The first thing that I thought about when P asked the question, who does more? So I started thinking about people like Sweet Pea Whitaker. What happened to Sweet Pea in his last days? I think about right now, Pritchard Colon. What does he look like and how does he look? What about Patrick Day? Who paid for his funeral? So these guys make all this money, all these dollars for these promoters, and then they end up, down and out, struggling, and having the fans to their family to create GoFundMe accounts, and the fans, us, the same people who are purchasing their fights, are now helping these people to purchase tombstones and headstones. So I don't think that I think that our part, man, is just it's such a significant thing. We play such a significant role in this right here. And also, I know you guys said that the promoters are the ones who took a chance on these guys. Well, the promoter actually was not the one that took a chance. The person that took a chance was their manager, the person that actually brokered the deal for them with the promoter, And you guys heard Bob say it, shit, if I don't want to pay for the fight, I'm just not going to pay for the fight, right? They make up their mind, it's like and not necessarily white and black or all white guys at the top, because Don King was a black man. It's still sort of like a slave and servant sort of. I mean, servant and master sort of thing. They say yes whenever they want to say yes. They say no when they want to say no. But all in all, man, I think that the fans do more and play a more significant role in doing for the fighters. Yeah. And I'm sorry, let me get this off too. I just thought about it too. You got to think about it. These guys, they start doing stuff like they'll purchase a home. Like, for example, they did this whole Suge Knight thing. They'll purchase a home. They'll purchase it in their own name and have a fighter living there. They'll rent and lease vehicles, right? And then as soon as the fighter's not with them no more, or they have a disagreement, then it's kind of like they're taking stuff away from them. So, yeah, man, these dudes are really tricky, man. Really, really tricky. And not always not in a good way.
No, listen, you got to be real business savvy, man, when it comes to the business of boxing, because you can get fucked over. You know what I'm saying? And I think nowadays, though, man, if you get fucked over by a promoter, bro, I think you never paid attention to anybody else. You know, a wise man can learn from everybody else's mistakes. If I see everybody trip and fall over the same pothole, I'm gonna walk around it. Most people just keep one. They just want to. They think, okay, it's not gonna happen to me, so I'm gonna walk this way. You know what I'm saying? I think nowadays, man, you gotta see. You gotta be on top of your business. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to different promoters and stuff like that. But again, I just think the promoter gave him a shot, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the manager, yeah, fast, cool. Today, I got some nutty Wi-Fi going on today, man. But yeah, hold on real quick, man. All right, yeah, man. Like with Cameron Duncan, you know what I'm saying? He had to bring Terrence Crawford to Bob Arum. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't have the money to push him like he wanted to, as far as the promoter side. So he took a management side. So that's the thing that I take from it, man. I think it's 60-40. I think the promoter put them on a platform, and the fans have to take them to another level. So I think that's what I got. Anybody can rebuttal.
No, I don't got no rebuttal.
Okay, for sure. Okay, I got another question. It's another Don King question, right? If you could change anything that Don King has done, right? What would that one thing be? It's only one thing you could change. What's that one thing you change about Don King?
Man, that's tough. Man, if the guy only did 3 or 4 things, it'd be easy to choose something. But when this guy has done hundreds of things wrong to so many people, man, that's tough to answer. Wow. I don't know. I think Mike Tyson was the most high-profile fighter that he had his differences with. So I don't know, man. I say let's undo the Mike Tyson relationship.
Shit, Chavez too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. So those would be the 2 right there. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I think Mike Tyson, man, because that shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Between him and sorry ass, you know what I mean? That's probably gonna be the topic tomorrow, man. Women in boxing, because a lot of boxers been fucked over by these women talking for rape allegations, and then we come to find out that never even touched a girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably gonna be the topic tomorrow. That's probably
these athletes just gotta learn how to handle women. A lot of them don't. A lot of them sucker made. They ain't never had to do shit. You get a lot of women that attract around athletes because what they see is potential for dollars. And a lot of these dudes ain't never had to spit one line to a chick. A lot of them had probably been nervous and afraid to even get at a chick. But when you get chicks that may find something, because every chick evaluates a motherfucker. That's the cold part of the game, is how to deal with them. A chick see you, she evaluates you. And your thing, damn, voice keep going in and out. Your thing is to assess what the hell this chick is trying to get up out of you, and also being aware of how the game may play out. But that's the thing with a lot of these athletes. They think these chicks are all up into them when it's all about purses, bags, trips, and all this other superficial material shit. And these fools don't know how to handle that. And they catch feelings for a chick who never love these motherfuckers just for the experience. Shit, they want to enjoy pop life, and that's what it is. And many athletes are straight up suckers. And a lot of times these girls really run the world when they're dealing with suckers. But that's the thing with a lot of these athletes. They put themselves in effed up situations. And especially if you gotta take pussy from these females out here, you a sucker, man. Especially as an athlete making millions. You ain't 50 said that shit in the line. You don't chase these bitches. They come with it.
Man, that's pretty much a mic drop, man. I ain't got too much to follow after that, but I definitely agree that these dudes are sucker made. And that's a whole nother story. That's about where they from and who they were raised around. If they had OGs and big brothers, cousins, and uncles that taught them how to move and talk around a woman, self-confidence. But you got to think about it too. When a guy is playing sports at a high level, at the highest level, which is NBA, NFL, boxer, MMA, whatever it may be, these dudes almost have to, like, half of their life doesn't exist because they don't get a chance to develop their social skills. The social development is not there because they spend so much time at their craft. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know how to talk to a woman the same way we do because we played, and after practice, we went to go chase some skirts and go mac abroad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I ain't one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how it looked to have to really chase abroad and to be begging and shit. Like that ain't in my DNA. So when I see that shit, it make me upset. When I hear about a dude having a rape abroad, like you said, Reg, these dudes all 6 foot something, swole, ripped, the whole 9 yards, been getting attention their entire life. This bitch is gonna get you some pussy anyway. So yeah, that's a whole nother show, man.
Hey, look, listen. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna go into depth with that tomorrow, bro. I feel like these last 2 subjects have been great, man. I wish my dumb ass would have set my alarm. I fell asleep watching y'all niggas, man. You and Fred, man. I'm laughing. Next thing you know, nigga, I'm waking up, niggas. 1:35. I'm like, oh shit. So I hit you up. Of course, I knew this nigga was up because this nigga's always up. He goddamn vampire, man. This nigga, I'm trying to figure out when this nigga sleep. Cause
shit, I ain't the only one. Look at everybody else in here.
Shit, nigga. You be in, nigga. I get up sometimes, nigga. I be in the chat. You be on for Nas. I'm like, God damn. Like this nigga was just on his own. Nigga, one night, this nigga, hey, DB, this nigga one night, nigga, we literally was on from when Fred went off at like 12 to like 7 in the morning, bruh. Like, I wake up for work. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga Red still on, right? So I'm listening when I go to work. So I put my phone down. I put my phone back. I said, oh shit, this nigga Red still on. So nigga, I beamed in and everything, bruh. So yeah, that nigga Reg be up, man. That nigga be up.
Yeah, great thinkers. His mind is working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
So this is an off-topic question, but what do you guys think is the best? We'll probably go into detail in a couple, like in the next couple episodes with this, but I want to get your opinion. What is the best boxing movie of all time, in your opinion?
Shit, Rocky.
Rocky 3, probably for me. Rocky 3.
One of mine is Made in America.
Yeah, that's dope too.
Only in America. Rocky. I think that Don King movie was special, bro. I mean, I think that joint was serious. A lot of people say Hurricane was a great boxing movie. I don't know if y'all saw that yet. Yeah,
Hurricane. Yeah, that shit. That was one too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I never seen that shit.
Yeah, that actually might be it though.
So yeah, well shit, that's our homework then, nigga. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about boxing with these niggas and their women. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and then I guess the day after that, we'll talk about boxing movies.
Right on. I'm with it.
Yeah, man. But man, like I always say, man, keep your foot on these niggas' necks. Shout out to my nigga DB and Reg. Tell these niggas where to find y'all at. Start with
find me on Barbershop Conversations, and you see me on all the Reggie's chats.
For sure, Reg.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another good one, man. Find me on Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens all throughout the goddamn day. But that's where you can find me at.
So for sure, any Instagrams?
Oh yeah. What I'm on hold on, let me find my Instagram now. I think it's Reggie 76544. I think that's let me see. Yep, Reggie 76544. It is where you find me on Instagram.
So DB, man, you still got on Instagram, DB?
Shit, mine is just promoting my jumpers and my party supplies business. So it ain't no MMA or no boxing or nothing on there. I just got it just so I could look at the shit Reggie be posting.
Okay. Hey, matter of fact, now that you said that, DB, bro, what the hell did you just post today, bro? Earlier with the ass, man. That was one of the nastiest videos, dog. I said, yo, this nigga Reg, man. I hit you on the chat like, nigga, what is this? Where'd you find that at, bro?
Man, one of the brothers had sent that to me, man. But it also plays into these bras up here doing all this silly shit to their bodies and shit, trying to look a certain way and then putting themselves in them effed up positions, having to get their whole ass cut off. Like, I mean, these chicks be doing some strange shit to get a certain look. Like even me, I had one of my old chicks. I think that's what turned me off from her. But she was bad than a motherfucker. My family liked her, but I couldn't fuck with her after she went and did that the breast shit. I liked her with how she was, the little titties, however it came. But once she got that shit, it's just like, shit change about them and shit. And then you dealing with if they gotta go back and get shit done and all that. Like that shit, I'll be cool on that shit. Bitches already do enough fake shit to themselves, but to do all that other shit, it was only a matter of time for this chick went to probably go get her ass done. I was about that motherfucker.
Definitely, man. Well, shit, man. Another one like the other one. Same super heated. Man, I gotta get my daughter to sleep, man. She is just up acting a damn fool right now. So, man, same time tomorrow. When earlier tomorrow, we're gonna come on right after Fred, man. I'm gonna try my best not to fall asleep. Again, man, I'm trying to get used to being Reggie Owens because motherfuckers be tired, man. So salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everybody that stayed up with us. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about women in boxing. Appreciate everybody for coming through, man. All right, peace.
Peace.